Hi again, YouTube. So we're here with Max and Emil from the Netherlands, and Max has brought over for us his K1200. So the plan is we're going to try and fit all of these new shiny bits that I've put together for Max to try and get it on his engine tonight for him to take it home tomorrow. What time do you say your ferry was, Max?
My ferry is at 7 o'clock and I need to depart from here at 3.
3, and the time is now, let's have a look, it's currently 6:39, so this will be a bit of a challenge for us, but we're going to get stuck in and see if we can do it. No doubt at some point Max and Emil will go to their hotel and I'm going to burn the midnight oil and try and get this done. So, do you think I can do it, guys?
Yeah, of course.
See, full belief. Well, perfect. Right, we're going to get stuck in and I'll probably take some more videos as we're going along, okay? Okay, so we've got the flywheel and the clutch off now and the dreaded ring of death. And Max had mentioned that his crank seal was leaking. I'm not 100% sure if it was the crank seal or the little dreadful seal that goes behind the flywheel in there. But either way, we've got a new one here, so we're gonna change it. Right, new crank seal in. There's the old one. So we're gonna rebuild in reverse order now. So that's BMW flywheel on, with one of these new dreadful little seals that you have to break to get out as well. And that was pretty much what was left of that. It was old and hard, so definitely no chance of that leaking now. And just going to quickly pop the dowels out of the old clutch, 1, 2 and 3, and then stick them into the new flywheel. So BMW flywheel all in now, but the dowels have been transferred over from the clutch onto the flywheel, the new flywheel. So now it's time for the friction plate, which I'm just assembling in my hand here behind the camera. Da, 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 da. Look at that, just like that. And then time for the micro clutch. Incredibly hard to do one-handed, but we're going for it. Line up the dowels, bolt her on like that. So there we are, there's the clutch on. This isn't a how-to video like the rest of mine. This is just a bit of a, can we do it in time for Max and his friend Emil to get the ferry back. So anyway, on next is with the adapter plate. So making sure it's on the dowels. I'm going to bolt that up and then on to the next step. And there we have it. Starter motor back in, alternator in. Still having to space these brackets up because they don't fit. That's not a bodge, that's what you have to do, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty good. So next we're going to move on to the inlet. So here we are cracking on with Max's engine. So currently just going to try and get this a bit flat and cleaned up. And then we're going to start fitting the inlet adapters. Right, we're back on with Max's engine. So now what we're going to do, as you may have seen in my other videos if you've been watching, just going to drop a 1 bolt in here, and I realised I'm all fingers and thumbs. I've got my left hand and my right hand. And we're just going to start 1 bolt off just to give us an idea of where we want to be. In fact, I'm going to start 2 bolts off. Perfect. So there is a little bit of movement in this, but you just sort of have a look in and think, yeah, I think about there. Just so it's relatively centralised. And when we've got them down tight, we're just going to tape our Sharpie, or it might be a Blunty in this case, and we're just going to mark in there roughly where we need to cut. Beautiful job. Right, there's all the grooves cut. I've got all my seals on. So we're going to put a little bit of RTV on there and then we're going to bolt that down. That's Max's inlet adapter on. So all that's next is to bolt up some of these early Mark 1 imp filler necks. So we're going to bang some RTV on the bottom of there and then seal them up. Let's get on with it. And there we are. So just the injectors, engine mount, and then we get on with the service. It's going to be close. Okay then, quick update on Max's engine. So as you can see now, injectors in, throttle body's in, got the inlet adapter on, got the starter on, alternator. Clutch and flywheel, it's all looking good. Yeah, really happy with how it's come along actually. Max has done a great job of cleaning it up. I think he got bored when he got to the injector, so Max, you've got some work to do there, buddy. But yeah, unfortunately, Max hasn't brought his Jubilee clips with him. These are quite funny. They're really skinny Jubilee clips are required on the top there. And I was trying to get some sort of like universal CV boot clips, which is what they use from factory, but I couldn't get them in time, so that's a bit unfortunate. You've also noticed that Max is missing his exhaust studs, which I did ask him to check. So it just means he won't be able to get the thing running, but I'm happy with this. It's all gone really well. I've got the gearbox all rebuilt over there, so that's been machined by Mark Maynard, rebuilt by Dave Whedon. So that's going to be good. Just going to fit the Ford Cougar release bearing now, and then we'll be away. 4 new spark plugs going in now. Simply and purely because it's so much easier to do with it out the car. HT leads in, and no, that's not the wrong way. For some reason, 2 of them coil back on themselves. Would get the coil pack in as well, but Max hasn't brought me the bolts, and they're quite long, those ones, so I don't think I've got any. We'll have a look. We'll see what we can do for you, Max. Another lovely new lambda sensor to go with the beautiful William Parry manifold. Like I said, bit annoying we can't fit this really because of the exhaust studs, but you never know, I might lend in mine. See if Will can sort me some more out. So the big pile of bits that we started off with has gone down dramatically. That box is empty now, just the oil filter left to go, and the wiring loom, a few other little bits and pieces. So we get this on the engine crane now and we'll change the filter for him. Right, so I've got the engine on the engine crane. It's a bit Keith Robinson, but here we are. So I've just removed the little plate at the bottom there and the sump plug. Little bit of oil in it, even though the sump plug was loose, there's still quite a bit of oil in there. It's always good to inspect these for any swarf or anything. Looks like the swarf in there, but it's mostly just the imprint of the markings. So I've gone out and bought some new of these because it's always annoying when you're changing a filter and you don't have a new O-ring. And I've also got some new sump gaskets as well, some sump plug washers. So I'm going to take this filter out if it's got one, which it does. A lot of them don't come with filters when you buy them from breakers, but for whatever reason they take the filters out. So anyway, new filter in it, new sump plug, new washer, and then we're not going to put any oil in this one because Max has got to take it back in his A-class. But yeah, we're going to get it all ready for him. Okay, let's go. For anyone who hasn't done one of these before, you do need a special oil filter tool, readily available on eBay. I don't know if we're going to be able to film this, but we'll give it a go. It just simply goes onto your 3/8 socket, up in there somewhere, bit of feeling. Come on then. There he is. So these are very similar to the Volkswagen Polo ones. Well, in fact, they're exactly the same really. A generic filter, probably similar to the ones on that video I shared the other day of some men in a third world country making oil filters. And this is a genuine BMW one as well, made in Austria. Who knows how long that's been in there for. One new oil filter, and of course a classic daub of oil. Really important to make sure that these seals don't get stuck inside the engine as well, because obviously you can't see where the filter's going, so I always check. And the other thing I've done is I've just wiped round where the seal goes up there with a rag. So we're going to start it off finger tight so we can get a bit of a feel for it. Shout out to the guys at Motorworks, because their oil filter kits come with gloves and I never have any gloves. Not that they really fit my little girly hands, but there we are. A wipe on there, new seal on there. These are a right nightmare to do because they only go on one way. To be able to see which way it goes. Right, it's getting pretty late now, but we've had really good success because I managed to find some Jubilee clips for Max. Some of them are a bit tight, so a bit small, sorry, so he's going to have to get some new ones again, but they'll do them for now. So now I'm really on full, let's get this thing done. So what I like to do is, I like to just take this little wire wheel and just try and clean up where the exhaust ports go, to make it as easy as possible to fit the manifold. So I'm going to do that now, clean them up. I'm going to put some new gaskets in it, which I've got over here. There's the new gaskets I keep in stock. So I'm going to fit them, let's put some bolts in it, see if we can make him some studs. Okay, let's give it a go. Right, so it's even later than the last time, and still cracking away with Max's engine. So I've just donated to him my exhaust studs, so hope you're happy with them, Max. I have to speak to Mr. Warparry to get me some more. So we're going to now just pop in these gaskets. I'm just going to use a little bit of grease to hold them in while I fit the manifold. Gotta be honest, I can never fully remember which way around these go, but it doesn't overly matter, at least we're honest, hey? Right, I'm going to stick these in now, and then we'll get the manifold on. Well, that is it, folks. We've got the gaskets in there, we've got the studs in there, we've got some nice roll-up nuts, lamp sensors in. Even the torch has given up now, so I've had to put the flash on. And that is essentially it. It's been a long old slog. A little bit more to do in the morning before the guys get here, but hopefully Max will be very happy with it. Oh, there we are. Bit of a spin round because I can barely feel my feet now, but yeah, there we are. Another K1200 prepped to go in an imp. All this needs now is plugging in the wiring loom that we've got for Max there, giving it some fuel and a fuel pump, and that'll fire up that one. Oh, and a battery. Happy days.
Looks cool.
It does look cool. So here we are, what day is it? Saturday morning. Pretty knackered after a long night, but the good news is we've got the engine done. So we'll flip you around and show you this. So here we are with Max's engine, which is all pretty much ready to go in the car, bar a few little bits. What do you think, Max?
Oh, good. Cool.
Are you happy with
Tidy
it?
fit, yeah.
So
Really
we've
nice.
just been talking through Max a few bits and pieces of how it all goes back together in the car, and we've got the all the loom all labelled up so it's fail safe, so Max can work out where everything goes back together. So yeah, we're gonna see. Is it gonna fit in the A class now? Do you think?
Yeah. We'll get it in.
It's gonna be
eventually.
tight, and then you're back on the Eurostar.
Yeah.
You going to see Clarkson's farm?
Yeah, I hope so.
Cool beans. Well, I hope you enjoy it, Max. Thanks again.
Thank you.